All right, for more on this, Jessica Anderson is the president of the Sentinel Action Fund and the former associate director of OMB under President Trump. She's here with us on set. Jessica, thanks for being here. It's pretty clear that some sort of shock and awe is coming, and really Americans in the latest Gallup poll seem to support what they're hearing from President-elect Trump. We can show you the latest Gallup poll. 51% of Americans now think that this is the kind of transition they want to see. It's going to be everything from mass deportations to regulatory rollbacks. We're going to see him go after the Green New Deal and who knows what else, maybe even trying to do something with those tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China. What can we expect? And is he really going to deliver on all this?
Well, Griff, I think you're exactly right. The president is aiming for a shock and awe moment on day one because that's frankly what the American people expect. This was a huge landslide of an election, and I think you're seeing the president come out really strong. And I keep calling him the president because we actually are seeing more of him than we are of our current president, Joe Biden. He's not even sworn in, Trump, and he's having foreign leaders really at his beck and call. Come down to Mar-a-Lago, begin the negotiation process. And I think what we've just seen from the moves from Canada is they are very concerned, are these tariffs real? But President Trump is smart. I believe he's using this as a negotiating tactic to not only bring them to the table, but to say, you all need to be doing your part. The fentanyl and the drugs and the illegals that are coming across the border, Canada and Mexico, will not be allowed to stand. And that is going to be one of his biggest first day one executive orders to secure that border.
You know what's been interesting? It's that the left has been pretty quiet during this transition for the most part. Although this one headline yesterday caught my eye, I think my jaw dropped because they're trying to figure out what their message is. They're trying to figure out who their messenger is. But here's something, an op-ed from The Hill, if we can put up on the screen. And now we have folks on the left that are calling on Congress to block this inauguration, saying Congress has the power to block Trump from taking office, but lawmakers must act now. And the Trump team is responding saying, well, isn't this trying to steal the election? I mean, isn't this preventing democracy? Isn't it a threat?
This article by the opinion columnist at The Hill was jaw-dropping and such a indictment on how the left has just refused to not only accept the results of the election, but understand what they mean for the American people that, as you described in the opening, want to see our energy completely independent from foreign adversaries, want to see the border secure, the economy under control, cost of living. So instead, the left goes to these tactics and an old constitutional theory that will not hold up, by the way, in the United States Supreme Court, as was already proven by the Colorado case months ago. And so I think that they are grasping at straws. They are out of touch with where the American people are. And it's not a surprise to me that they're coming from places like Yale and Columbia, where our dystopian universities just don't accept the reality of the American worker or all of us normal people across the country, which gave President Trump a landslide victory. And here he is here to do the things he said he would do on day one, and they need to get with the program.
But the resistance isn't just going to lay down and get out of the way.
No, they're
Chuck
not.
Schumer is telling Politico already he's ready to fight. He says this: I don't know exactly what Trump will do, but I can tell you this: the judiciary will be one of our strongest, if not our strongest, barrier against what he does. Can Chuck Schumer, in the minority, Democrats, anybody, Pelosi, stand up and really affect stopping what's coming?
Well, I think they will try. But I don't think they will have much success. And this is why it was so important that the House remain in Republican control and the Senate now be flipped to Republican control. There is a large majority in the Senate which will hinder Schumer's ability to really block anything from Trump. So they may get up on television and use the legacy media as their mouthpiece to espouse these lies, but actual ability to pass a law to block Trump will be severely limited.
Block what? They
Right,
don't even know what he's going to do yet. He hasn't even stepped foot into the Oval Office yet, and they're already talking about blocking him as if he's the enemy of the people.
And I'm not so worried about Schumer and Trump. I mean, if you remember them just a few weeks ago at the Christmas dinner, they were laughing and hobnobbing it up. They actually have a great relationship. And President Trump is so wise to negotiate strongly with Schumer and put him in his place, just like he did with Nancy Pelosi.
10 seconds left, Jessica. Your prediction, what's the very first thing Trump does?
Border. Secures the border, no doubt. That is day one. And I think followed by that are the regulatory schema going against some of the cultural things. But I think border is first and foremost. And Tom Homan and Stephen Miller have a plan for that.
We shall see.
Jessica Anderson, thank you for joining us in
Thanks
studio.
for having
Happy
me.
holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Good to see you.